Whatever, man. I didn't do nothing wrong. You guys will, I'll go to jail for maybe 20 years and the truth will come out someday.
No, well, I already have.
Renee Ramos was found murdered in Manteca, California on June 5, 2000. 3 months later, Ray Gones, Ty Lopes, and her boyfriend, 18-year-old Jacob Silva, were arrested for murder and rape of Renee Ramos, based on a story of a 14-year-old boy named Joshua Burrows. Ray Gones' charges were dropped before trial, but Ty Lopes and Jacob Silva were tried and convicted, sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. Ty Lopes was killed in prison by another inmate in 2011. Jacob Silva is still serving a life sentence. It has been over 20 years that Jacob Silva has been locked up. The 14-year-old witness, Joshua Burrows, recanted his story before the trials, but the prosecution argued that Josh Burrows was taking back his story now only because he was scared of Ty Lopes and Jacob Silva, even though Jacob Silva and Ty Lopes had been locked up awaiting trial when Josh Burrows took back his story. Now, I think this case is a perfect example of how easy it is to be wrongfully convicted. So let's begin. Renee Ramos and Jacob Silva were two 18-year-old kids living in Manteca, California. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. They'd been seeing each other for almost a year. Now, Renee's mom had not approved of Renee being with Jacob Silva, and so when Renee turned 18 in April of 2000, Renee left home and started staying with Jacob Silva on the streets of Manteca. They stayed at friends' homes, in friends' cars, or at the park. They were together almost all the time. Jake was a skateboarder, and he had gotten Renee aboard. They were often seen skating around town, by themselves or with friends. And on Sunday night, May 28, Jake Silva, Renee Ramos, and their friend Ray Gones were at a Nautilus gym. They stayed at the gym until around 4 a.m. on Monday, May 29th, when the three, Renee, Jake, and Ray, went to their friend Fuji's home, real name Matt Nuzowski. Fuji had a building behind his folks' home that he lived in, and he would let his friends crash at his place. Fuji gave Jake Silva his alarm clock, and Jake and Renee laid down for about an hour until the alarm went off. Jake and Renee got up still wearing the same clothes from the day before, and along with Ray Gones, the three of them head to Labor Ready in their small town of Manteca. Once they get to Labor Ready, Ray Gones tells Jake and Renee that he's too tired and he's going to head to the park to get some sleep. Jake Silva and Renee Ramos go to the front desk to sign in and are told they will need their social security cards to sign up for work. Jake had 2 forms of ID, but he did not have his social security card. Renee had hers, though, so Renee signed in, and the lady working the front desk, Olga Escobedo, gave Renee a packet of paperwork to fill out. Jake Silva stayed with Renee and helped her fill out her work packet and kept Renee company. About an hour later, Jacob Silva tells Renee he's heading to the park to meet up with Ray Gones. Jake Silva tells Renee to meet him at the park if she ends up not going to a job, and he kisses her goodbye, and Jake Silva heads to the park. It is about 8:30 in the morning, and Renee Ramos goes back into Labor Ready. It was noted by people inside Labor Ready that Renee now had her hair in a ponytail when she came inside from saying goodbye to Jake. She sat down in a chair and continued to wait to hear if she was going to be sent to a job. It was also noted that Renee seemed to fall asleep and that a man with a mustache brought Renee a cup of coffee. Renee was informed at about 9:30 a.m. that there isn't going to be a job for her that day. Renee is seen leaving Labor Ready and heading in the opposite direction of the park that Jake had gone to. Renee disappeared that day and was not seen again until her body was discovered at an under-construction Home Depot that was 1.5 miles from the Labor Ready that she was last seen at. Renee had been missing for 7 days when her body was found. She was found inside the uncompleted Home Depot under a pile of insulation on the next Monday, June 5th. Workers discovered her and called the police. The forensic examiner in this case, Dr. John Cooper, performed the autopsy of Renee Ramos on Tuesday, June 6th, and testified that Renee Ramos had died of ligature strangulation. He said he had found no evidence of sexual assault and that he estimated her death to be 1 to 3 days. Renee's boyfriend, Jake Silva, had been looking for Renee all week and had reported her missing several days before she was found. The detectives put out a BOLO, a be on the lookout for Jacob Silva, and Jake is picked up on Tuesday, June 6th, and brought down to the Manteca police station. Here is a portion of the interview they had with Jacob Silva that day. This interview takes place on Tuesday, June 6, 2000, the day after Renee's body was discovered.
Questions for you too. We're both kind of responsible for investigating it. What I want to do is, you understand first of all that you're not under arrest. Okay, you can leave anytime you want. You don't have to talk to us. You don't have to answer questions. We're just interested in getting your statement if you're willing to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's what you said when I first talked to you, so it seems like we're wanting to get to the truth of what's going on here. The girl that we found out there that you mentioned, that is Renee. She's dead. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at right now with this whole thing. We're trying to find out what happened to her. So what I'd like to do with you is find out where you've been, what you've been doing, and like you say, if you don't know anything about it, you're not involved in it, then we can show that, okay? And maybe you can steer us in the right direction.
All right.
Okay. Do you know anything about this incident? I know I kind of asked you that before. Do you have any ideas on who might be responsible for this? Okay, when we talked before, when I first saw you today, a few minutes ago, you said that you dropped her off at Labor Ready. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about that and what was going on? What day that was?
It was on Monday, last Monday.
Okay, it's not yesterday, but the Monday before
Yeah,
that.
Monday before.
We're talking like 8 days or so, 7 days.
8 days.
What kind of looking for?
Just whatever, you know, see if she can make some money that day. And if she found something she liked and whatever, you know.
Did you get out going with her?
Yeah, I sat in there with her for a while, and you know, and then when I was leaving, she came out with me, and I said bye, you know, I kissed her and all that. And I told her to meet me at the park over by Sequoia School, you know, if she couldn't go in or nothing, you know. If there was no work for her to meet me there, and she never showed. And then somebody told me they saw her walking down Yosemite towards her house, smoking a cigarette, you know, walking. And that's the last I, you know.
Who was that person?
I can't remember who told me that, but that's the last anybody's seen of her.
Saw her walking where?
You know where KFC is?
Mm-hmm.
Towards Main Street.
So from...
Labor Ready, you know.
Okay, presumably she left from the labor place and was going to Main Street along Yosemite?
Yeah, along Yosemite. It's like she was walking to her house.
To her house? You mean where her mom lives?
Yeah.
Was she staying there then?
No, she was with me, you know, her parents didn't really like me and didn't approve of me and all this, you know.
So where do you think she might have been going?
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
And you don't remember who told you that?
No, I don't. You know, I was just going from person to person to see if they saw her or anything.
Who all did you ask about her?
Oh man, like everybody I know, all my skater friends and all.
Did anybody see her?
No, yeah, nobody's, you know, just the person I asked, and they saw her walking, that was it.
You don't know why she didn't go back to the park like you guys agreed? How long was she supposed to take and go back to the park? Just whenever she found out?
Yeah,
what
whenever,
she was gonna do?
yeah. And I went there at 5, you know, because that's usually what people get off work, you know. I was there at like 4:30, and I waited till 6. She never showed up, and I didn't know what to do.
You waited at the park until 6?
No, I was waiting outside Labor Ready.
Oh,
So
okay.
like 6:30.
You said that you went inside for her? Or with
Yeah, I
her?
was waiting inside while she did, because there's like a packet she had to do, you know, for her skills and all this. And
How long did you stay in there with her?
For about an hour. You can even ask the lady in Labor Ready.
Okay. Do you know the lady's name?
No, I don't. I know she's
So you waited inside for about an hour and then you went outside and waited too?
No, I told her I was going to the park.
Okay.
Because they were leaving. They were going to work, you know.
Oh, so did she go to like a job?
That's what she was telling me, that she was, you know, they were going. And I guess they ended up not going or something, you know. I have, you know, a clue on who might be responsible, but I'm not blaming no one.
Who do you think's responsible?
This is like a bum guy. I think he might know where she's at, or, you know, where she was at the time when she was missing. Because he's always there at labor ready. It's kind of my fault, you know, because I left her there, and there's bums there and stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel really bad, you know, and...
Who is this guy?
I don't know, he's got brown hair, and he's got a handlebar mustache. He's always, like, staring at me now, after this has happened. Always giving me looks, and, you know...
When do you see this guy?
He's around every day over by the pool hall, just walking around.
You don't know this guy's name?
No.
You think that he thinks you're responsible? Is that why he's looking at you?
No, he's just, I don't know. It's just weird, I don't know. He was there that day, that she was there.
You mean at labor ready?
Yeah. He goes there daily to make money.
What makes you think, though, that, you know, this guy might be responsible?
I'm not really thinking that, he might know something.
He might know something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you waited inside for about an hour, and then...
While she did it, Christmas packet, you know, I helped her with it a little bit,
And so she thought that she was going to go to a job, and then that's why you left?
yeah, and I told her to meet me at the park if she didn't go, you know.
So then where did you go?
I went to the park over by, you know, Minor Mart and 7-Eleven. That street that goes down, you know, that park.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. Me and my friend Ray were there. Ray knows, too, that I left. We dropped her off, and then we went to the park. And I told him I was leaving to go get her, and we
Was
waited.
that the park she's supposed to meet you at?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went straight to that park after you went to Minor Mart,
Mm-hmm.
and you hung out with Ray?
Well, we waited, you know.
The guy with the goatee and the skater?
Yeah. He's got a piercing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you wait there?
Well, we fell asleep, you know, because I was tired. And woke up, you know, we started to leave, and I went to my house, and then after that I went to labor ready around 4:30, and I waited for her since she didn't show up. I thought she went to work.
When you say you went to your house, you mean you went to the house where your parents live
Yeah.
on?
La Playa.
Where we first met today?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
went there, and, you know, I thought since she didn't show up that she went to work, you know, so I went and waited for her. She never showed up.
Okay, so you went to your parents' house. How long do you think you slept? At the park?
I don't know, for a while. And
Can you give me a guess? Because, I mean, you know, only you can tell me. I can't fill that blank in.
until around at least 12:30.
Okay, and then you went to your house. How long did you stay at your house?
Not very long.
An hour?
Yeah,
Less?
a couple hours.
Then you went back to the park or back to where she worked?
Yeah, over at labor ready. Because that's where she was, you know.
And what happened once you got to labor ready? She just didn't show up?
Didn't show up. I asked a few people that go there. Nobody's seen her.
How long do you think you were at labor ready?
At least a couple hours waiting for her.
What time do you think that was that you waited until? What time at night was that?
About 6:30. I waited.
And you think that was last Monday?
Yeah. Monday
Okay.
afternoon. No.
What happened after that?
She never showed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she'd be looking for me, you know, around my friends, so I went, you know, because I had a dog with me.
Mhm.
I was walking. My friend Angel stopped me. She saw me, and I told him I was going to labor ready and all this. You know, and I went over to my friend Matt's house, where Ray's staying, where he was staying. And you know, after that, I started asking everybody, especially after the first day. I was kind of worried, you know. I was going around asking everybody if they've seen her, or if she's looking for me, or, you know.
So you think that she got that black eye the night that you guys were sleeping in the car?
Yeah, because we were hitting each other, you know, we were mad at each other and stuff. And
Okay.
I guess I might have, I'm not sure.
Okay, assuming that you made that black eye, were there any other times that you might have created
No.
an injury or left a mark on her?
No.
Okay, and she never left a mark on you?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Probably like on my shin from kicking them, but
okay.
my shin is a little from skating anyways.
So she's kicked you in the shin before.
You know, just mad at me or something.
Okay, because you know people are probably going to tell us all kinds of crazy things, like all her friends and stuff that you're talking about are kind of
Yeah,
going
like,
nuts.
you know.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I'm concerned about, you know, trying to
So I'm going
answer.
to be the highest suspect on this till somebody's found that did it.
I wouldn't
basically, huh?
I wouldn't really put it like that. I would say that what we're doing right now is we're just gathering all the information.
So Renee is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. It all happened all of a sudden.
Who are the friends that have talked to you so far about this that are acting like they're accusing you or whatever?
Just Ashley. I can't remember her last name.
How about Amber?
Amber, no, I haven't seen Amber. The last time I seen her was when she was hitting me over at Manteca.
When was that?
A couple weeks ago. This will never end.
And why was she hitting you a couple weeks ago?
Amber?
Mm-hmm.
Because Renee had a black eye and, you know.
The same black eye we're talking about?
Yeah.
Why do you say this will never end? What do you mean by that?
Everybody's gonna be like, you killed her and all this.
Well, not if somebody else did it and we catch them, right?
Yeah. Her mom will never stop blaming me because I'm like basically the one who, you know, made her come with me and live on the streets. You know, she could have stayed home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it was like a two-person thing.
Mm-hmm.
Since we wanted to be together, we did anything we could to be together, I guess.
Hey, you said something before about her parents don't like you. Why do you think that is? What's going on?
Because her mom is mad because Renee's not turning out just like her. You know, she...
And they blame you for that?
Yeah, because, you know, if it wasn't for me, Renee would be living at home and all this. And Renee...
When you say her parents, you're talking about her mom, Donna, and...
Yeah.
And who else?
Her grandma, you know, wanted her home too, you know. But it was like, her grandma was like, well, Renee, it's your choice, you know.
Where's her dad? Have you dealt with him?
He lives in Modesto. No, not really.
No, okay. Has her mother ever accused you of hitting her? Or gotten after you guys for hitting each other?
No.
No.
Mostly for Hickey, you know.
How about your parents? Have they ever made comments about you guys hitting each other?
No.
No. Okay. Where were you at in Lodi? Maybe we can contact those people and they can provide an alibi for you for the last couple of days. You said you were in Lodi?
Yeah. I
Okay.
was at, I don't know his father's name, my friend Robert Mendoza, his dad, I was at his house.
Do you know his address?
No, I don't.
How about his phone number?
Well, I know my friend Robbie's phone number, he can give you the information, 823-5339. He can give you the information, you know, that.
The address and the phone number?
Yeah. He can give you all the information if he's there. But if not, his grandma can.
Lodi?
Yeah.
And when did you go up there?
2 days ago from today. I stayed 2 nights there.
So today's Tuesday, yesterday was Monday,
So
you
it
go
was
Sunday.
Yeah, it was Sunday night when I was there.
What time do you think?
It was around 10 at night.
How'd you get up there?
Well, I was at KFC, you know, talking with my friend Vince about Renee and all this, and I saw them pull up, and Robbie's friend Focus, and I asked him if I could go. You know?
Okay. So you saw, who was this? They were driving a car?
Yeah.
And who
I saw
was
my
it?
friend Robbie and his brother, they pulled up, and
What's Robbie's last name?
Mendoza. That's the same one that I was with in Lodi.
Okay. And so this is a different Robbie that you gave me a phone number for? They can tell me about Robert Mendoza?
No.
Who's this other friend that gave me?
Robert Mendoza is the one I was staying with in Lodi.
Okay.
He was,
The number you gave me here, 823-5339?
Yeah.
Who's that?
that's Robbie. That's his
Oh,
dad,
so you're saying call him and he'll tell me where he's living at.
where his dad lives. That's his dad lives out in Lodi. He was
Okay.
staying with his dad for a couple days. And I went with him
Where does Robert Mendoza live in town?
on Marion Street. I don't know the exact address. It's on the corner.
Does anybody else live there that you know?
Ty Lopes.
Okay.
I know you know that name.
Got the numbers already.
1114 or 1104 or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. So
And
Robbie, Mendoza, and somebody else drove up, or just him?
yeah, and Robert, his brother Tony, and 2 other girls drove up that I didn't know. You know, they said it was cool that I go with them.
Tony Mendoza
Yeah, it's his brother.
and 2 girls.
2 girls.
And you don't happen to know who they are?
No, they just live in Lodi. They were coming to Manteca to visit or something, and I saw them.
And so Robbie and Tony were going to head up to Lodi because that's their dad's house?
Yeah.
They're going to stay there a couple days? And they saw
Well,
you camping?
Tony lives there, and Robbie was just going to visit him. And another thing, you know Ty Lopes?
Uh-huh.
A while back, it was a couple months back, we were staying in his room, me and Renee were,
Uh-huh.
and Renee said she woke up to him touching her, and he was teasing her, going, "This smells good," you know, like that, and I was sleeping, you know, I was rolled over on the other side, and she woke me up crying, like, really crying. Tears were coming out of her, she was all hysterical, and I was like, what did I do, you know? And she's all, "I'll tell you later, let's just leave," and I was like, "No, tell me, and she was like, "Ty touched me," and all this, and
Touched her where?
in her pants.
Uh-huh.
Because she was wearing overalls, you know,
Mhm.
and the strap was broke off one side.
Mm-hmm. While she was sleeping?
Yeah, and she said she woke up and he was inside of her pants. She caught him twice. First time she pushed him off and told him to stop, and then she caught him again doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you know, I saw him walking down the street, and I pushed him down, and I asked him why he did it. You know, I shouldn't have done that. You know, I was really mad. I was even crying. I was so mad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, after that, I guess Ty thought I called the cops on him or something, but I didn't. You know, I should have.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'd be able to take it into my own hands, which I shouldn't have done. You know,
Okay.
I just wanted to tell you about that. You know,
Okay.
just some trauma that's happened.
So you're saying that Robbie and Tony, 2 girls, were driving and saw you at Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah.
Do you remember what kind of car they're driving?
Ford Focus.
What's that? I mean, what kind of car is it? Oh, is that one of the newer,
Yeah,
kind of rounded off
like
ones?
2000s.
Do you remember what color it was?
Blue, dark blue.
Whose car is that?
Huh?
Whose car is that?
I don't know her name.
That's one of the girls?
Yeah.
Okay, are these like friends of Tony from Lodi?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys, did you leave right then?
Yeah.
To go to Lodi?
We hopped in and we went to see if he could find one of his friends, you know, to say hi, what's up, whatever, and then we went back.
Where was that at?
Here in Manteca, we went to go and see if he could find one of his friends and say hi, and we went to Lodi.
Okay. And that was about 10 p.m. you said?
Yeah.
Sunday night?
Yeah.
You guys went up 99?
Yeah. The one by Wendy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, can you tell me about what area of Lodi it's in?
I know there's a Boston Market, like, right by there.
Okay.
I didn't really, you know, I'd have to be given information. I would have looked at
Sure, I
street.
understand that. I'm trying to get as accurate, and because, you know.
I know there's the AM PM right by there, too. And right at the corner.
Okay, and this is the same house that Tony lives in?
Yeah. His dad and Tony live there.
Does his dad have a car there?
Yeah, I can't remember what he drives, though. I didn't even see it.
Is there a car in the driveway when you got there?
Yeah, there's a couple cars in the driveway. It's a couple of old cars just sitting there.
Okay, so when you're like driving up 99, and you get off the freeway, do you know which exit you got off on?
I can't remember.
Okay,
It wasn't-
but when you got off the freeway, and you, like, this is the way you're going, north, which side of the freeway did you go to? This
To the
side?
right.
So, kind of like east.
It was like up and over the overpass and went down.
So-
Under the overpass, my bad. Under.
So, did you go this side of the freeway, or did you go this side of the freeway?
Oh, to his house?
Yeah.
No, it's to the left.
So it's out here
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's west. Okay. Did you stay up there the whole time?
Yeah. I was there.
Were you with somebody that whole time? Were you with Tony or Robbie all the
It was
time?
Robert the whole time.
Okay.
Slept in Tony's room upstairs.
Okay. Did you guys go anywhere or do anything that whole time you were
Not
up there?
really.
Hung out?
Me and Robbie went up to the park right down the street and skated a little bit. That's about it.
And then when you came back, how'd you get back?
Just walked. It's like block.
No, I mean, how'd you get back to Manteca
Oh.
after you came home?
Just in the same car. His dad couldn't bring us, so she brought us back.
One of these two girls?
Yeah, the one that owns the car.
So did Robbie or Tony come back with you?
Yeah, both of them did.
Okay.
But Tony went back. Robbie stayed. Robbie's at his grandma's right now.
And just one of the girls?
Yeah.
The other one didn't come back?
No.
And you used the same car and you came back. And when did you get back?
Just today.
Just a little bit before I met
Yeah.
you today? Where did they drop you off at?
At Robbie's house. Over where Tyler is.
Okay, so it's like 4:50 right now in the afternoon. What time do you think you got back?
Around 2,
Okay.
2:30, around there.
And then did you walk back to your parents' house?
Yeah, that's when I saw Renee's friend Ashley, and she was, cussing at me and all this. Right there on Hacienda by the train tracks.
So you dropped her off, just to kind of refresh my memory, you dropped her off on the Monday before this one, so a few days ago.
Yeah.
And you stayed, you said you went to the park, and you
Yeah.
came back to Ready Labor, and you quit waiting at Labor Ready.
Yeah,
What
because
time was that?
it was starting to get dark.
You said about 6 o'clock at night? Is
Yeah,
that right?
6:30.
Okay, what did you do after that?
I went to my friend Matt's house, and I was going around to my friends asking if they'd seen her, see if she's looking for me or not. Because she'd never done that before, never.
Mhm.
Since I've known her, she never, just took off like that.
So you went to Matt.
Yeah, and then Nate's house was right across the street.
Across the street from Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after Nate?
Then I went back to the park over Library Park, and I sat there.
Okay, how long do you think you were at Library Park? Until what time do you think?
I can't remember. It was,
Pretty late by then?
yeah, it's getting late.
Okay. And then what happened after Library Park? Where'd you go after that?
Where did I stay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really remember. So much shit happening nowadays. I'm pretty sure at my friend Tanya's house. In her back room.
Where's that at?
You know where the museum is? On Yosemite?
Mm-hmm.
Right across the street.
You know Tony's last name?
No, not sure.
Is she white?
Yeah,
How old is she, do you think?
about 15 or 16. Because my friend Vince was 16. Me and Ray stayed there.
Okay. Is that, she lives on that street, she lives on Yosemite or on the street next to the
You know the museum? And then across the street from Yosemite there's a street that goes towards the train tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that street.
Okay. Okay, so you think you stayed there but you're not sure?
Yeah,
Do you remember how long you stayed there?
I don't remember what night it was. Because I've been on the streets for a while. Can't really remember why I stayed.
Okay. So, what happened, when did you leave there? How long did you stay there? At Tony's, if that's, or wherever you stayed, how
I
late?
stayed till usually till the morning.
Okay. And then what did you do that next day? The day right after you couldn't find her?
Kept looking for her.
Kept looking. Do you remember where you looked?
Just so I was hanging out with my friends and stuff, I'd ask them, or I'd tell them to look, and if they see her, to come, you know, because she usually knows where I'm at. She knows the route that I take to skate, or where my friends live, and where we hang out the most, and, you know. And she never came. She never came around anymore after that.
Okay.
And I got worried, and then one night at KFC, I went up to the police and I said, you know, she's missing and I'm worried, and, you know.
Where was it, by KFC?
Yeah, that night the police called her house.
Now, was that the night that she first didn't show up, or was that the next day?
That was like maybe 2 days, 3 days later.
Okay. Yeah, talk to that officer. And what'd you tell him?
Just said that, you know, I dropped her off at Labor Ready and I haven't seen her since, and she's been missing. And he said, all right, and I gave him her mom's phone number, you know, where she lives, and he called and said my name, and I was down there worried about her and looking for her, and that I said if they could make a police report out for her, and, you know.
Okay. Do you remember anything from the time, like you got up that day after, to the time you talked to the officer, places you went and looked for her at and tried to get a hold of her?
No, it was just, I thought she was just, you know, for a while I thought she was at her friend Sarah's house in down south in Templeton, because she's always talking about going back out there, you know, she always had fun out there and stuff, and, you know.
Okay, but for the most part, is it accurate to say that you just kind of just hung out, and whenever you saw people you asked, and did you do anything
I didn't
like...
really worry, you know, I was like, maybe she's with her friends.
Did you go to her past place she worked at, McDonald's, and ask about her there?
Yep, sure did.
Okay. When did you do that?
Can't remember what day it was. I haven't really been in, you know, reality lately. I haven't been home. I haven't had a place to live. You know.
Can you make a guess on when you think that was?
It's on Friday. I'm pretty sure it's on Friday.
And who did you talk to?
I didn't really want to go in inside, you know.
Right.
So I had my friend Jessie Hallen go in and ask for her. Said she hasn't been there in a while, and she hasn't been working in days.
Jessie who?
Hallen?
H-A-L?
I'm not sure how to spell it.
Do you know where he lives?
Yeah, I do.
What's his address?
I don't know his address. I know his location.
Okay, what street does he live on?
I don't know streets. I just know by heart where he
Can you
lives.
show us if we
Yeah.
went by? Okay. How old is Jessie? About.
He's 16.
Okay, so he would just happen to be with you when you went by McDonald's,
Yeah.
and then he went in and asked for you?
Yeah.
What did he ask?
He just asked if Renee's been there, or been working there, or if she's there today, or, you know, that day.
Okay. Did you ever go in and ask yourself?
No. Last time, you know, my hair.
Uh-huh. I talked to this one girl, Rebecca, at McDonald's. She said that you actually, that one time some guy came in for you, but then you were in there once too. Maybe you forgot that you went in or something, or...
Maybe it was the first day.
Okay. Do you remember what you asked?
I just asked her if she was there. And she said she hasn't been there in a couple weeks. Or she still had a job too, and she never showed up.
Apparently, according to her mom, she had quit there before that. Did you not know that she'd quit?
Mm-mm. She didn't really tell me.
Have you talked to her mom since she's been gone?
Mm-mm.
You never talked to Renee's mom? Okay.
Her grandma. Her grandma. Her grandma came.
What happened? When was that? Do you remember? I mean, roughly. I'm not asking you to nail it down to a minute or anything.
No. I think it was on Saturday.
Okay, what did you guys talk about, or what did you tell her?
She just asked me, when was the last time I seen her, and I said I took her to Labor Ready. Same thing I told you, Dropped her off, told her to meet me at the park, She never showed up, so I waited there for her. She never came. Her grandma and some other lady came over.
Can you tell me about some of the places that you and Renee were crashing out when you were, I understand you guys are kind of living on the street or in a car. Where were you guys staying at?
Like when we parked our car somewhere.
And did you always live in the car?
For a while, a couple,
Did you ever stay at anybody's houses?
Yeah.
Like, where did you stay?
A friend Matt's house. I don't know exactly.
On Sycamore?
Yeah. We stayed at Nate's house, same street. We stayed at Ty's house. We stayed in front of my house a few times in the car. Can't remember. We stayed in Robbie's car a few times.
With Robbie?
No, he was in the house. He didn't really know that we went. He just said if I ever needed a place to stay or if I was, on the street, I could stay in his car if I wanted.
Okay. When you guys would park your own car, where did you stay then? What locations did you stay at?
Like usually in front of friends' houses. In front of Nate's house a couple times. Been back to Save Mart a couple times. We've got in trouble for that.
Save Mart on Yosemite?
No, on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
In the back.
What do you mean by get in trouble?
The cops came and said that somebody complained about music being too loud. It was the same officer that I talked about Renee being missing.
Okay. You say mostly in front of friends' houses and sometimes behind Save Mart on Main Street?
Yeah, or in front of her house.
Okay. Where else?
Or by Save Mart, the truck stop place over there, that big field where trucks stop and sleep or whatever. Stayed there a couple times.
Where the trucks stop?
Over by Main Street 1 school, in the back of that, where the trucks.
Oh, okay.
Truckers stop.
Kind of like the Lancaster thing there?
Yeah, a big field.
Okay.
Stayed there a couple times.
Anywhere else?
I'm not really sure.
You ever stay out by that Home Depot where it's under construction? You ever stay out by that Home Depot where it's under construction?
No.
You understand that's where she's found, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just trying to find out if you ever stayed out there.
No.
Never. Have you ever driven out there? No.
The only time I've seen is when we were driving to Manteca one time.
Okay. From the freeway? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've never been out there? Mm-mm.
Can you think of any reason why anybody would say they've ever seen you out there?
Like I go buy food for less and all that, is that by there?
Well, when I say by there, I mean, like near the buildings, around the property.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
You can't think of any reason that your property or anything belonging to you would be out there?
Probably on Renee's person, if anything, because she had a backpack last time I saw her.
Yeah, tell me about the backpack. What color is that backpack?
Like a dark blue Jan Sport. I know it well because I borrowed it.
Is any of your stuff in that backpack?
I can't really remember. Maybe some dirty clothes or something. I can't remember really. I know a lot of her medicine was because she had a bladder infection or a yeast infection or something like that. I had a lot of her medicine in there.
Did she have that when you dropped her off?
Yeah, she had the backpack.
And you guys walked when you went to labor ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened to her car?
What do you mean?
Where's her car at now?
In her parents' driveway.
Okay. What kind of car is it?
It's a 76 Plymouth Larry.
Is it not running?
Yeah, it runs.
How come you guys aren't driving that around?
Through the windshield.
Oh, you're afraid you're gonna get a ticket.
What's your daily routine like? You said you have no place to live. Why is that? Is your home open for you to live there?
Not really, because I'm not working. You know.
Do your parents offer you a place to stay though if you need to?
My dad does, but my stepmom don't agree with it too much, because she thinks all I'm doing is freeloading off of him, which I probably really am, you know. I can't really keep a job.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just never worked. You know, but I am going to.
Have you ever thought about obtaining a job through Labor Ready?
Yeah, but I don't have a Social Security card right now. I haven't had a really chance to get one either.
On Sunday, or Monday, I'm sorry, was the last time you saw her. Who did you talk to later that night? Just to clarify things, who did you talk to later that night about not being able to find her?
What do you mean?
On Monday night, you said you went out and talked to some people looking for her.
Yeah, just my friends.
Can you Matt
and Nate, and my other friend Chris and Brandy, a whole bunch of people.
Chris who?
Can't remember his last name.
You know Brandy's last name?
No,
Do you know where they live? Chris or Brandy?
not really sure. Just see him around sometimes.
Okay. Did you think about filing the missing persons report at that time?
No, because, you know, her friends are like always trying to get me away from her, so I thought she was with her friends for a while, for first couple days, 3 days.
Was there any type of disturbance you may have had with her prior to that, her going to Labor Ready, that would have made you think that she wanted to get out of there for a while and away from you for a while?
No.
Nothing at all? She just took off and you don't know why?
Exactly. And that's why I was worried. That's why I was going around looking for her. Because she's never done that to me before.
Do you have access to any vehicles yourself?
No.
Other than hers?
Just hers.
You don't drive any of your friends' vehicles?
No.
Do you have a driver's license?
No. I have a permit, nothing.
There's no reason why anybody would have saw you operating a motor vehicle at any time from the Labor Ready time?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. You said you were talking to Vince about Renee on Sunday?
In front of KFC?
Yeah.
Because he asked me, well, it's my friend Vince, I can't remember his last name. He just asked me, he's always Renee, you know? And I was like, well, she's been missing. I haven't seen her.
Is he a skater?
Yeah.
What's Vince look like?
Tall and skinny, has black hair. About 16, 15. I told him what was going on. I told him that she was missing and that her friends are flipping out and her mom's looking for her and all this. And that's when I saw Robbie and Tony and those two girls, and that's when I went to Lodi.
Anything unsaid here? Not leaving anything unsaid here today?
No.
About what's gone on between you two? You know,
Did I
regarding
mention she had an abortion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is she still pregnant? Do you know?
No, she went back again to see, and then they said it was positive and not, you know, it was like in between. So she might have been, and she might have been, you know, not.
So you knew, when did she tell you this?
It was before, you know, we went to Labor Ready. It was a couple days before.
How'd you feel about that?
We were kind of happy because we were hoping that she would get pregnant, you know.
How are you going to support a baby?
That, if we found out she was pregnant, then, because I had a job lined up, my dad was telling me every day, you know, your job's still waiting for you, for the same company, you know, for working for the union. And, you know, I told her if she did get pregnant, I would go. I would work. I wouldn't quit or nothing. I'd stick with it. And, you know, and then this happened.
Would it be okay if we looked at, we're men and you're men, is it okay if we just look at you entirely before we leave here today and make sure you're not injured in any way?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember what she was wearing when you dropped her off at Raven Ready?
Yeah, it was a shirt that I bought her. It was a red shirt, had a character in the front. It was a Limp Bizkit shirt, bright red, and she had blue.
What do you mean, what's the character look like?
The guy with, like, long fingers, and he's got a big head, kind of.
Okay.
And he's got, like, lightning around him, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it for her a couple months ago.
Okay, what else was she wearing? What kind of pants was she wearing?
Light blue jeans.
Button, zipper?
They're kind of weird. They're like tie-ups.
Oh, okay.
It's like, kind of looks like a shoe, but it must be tied. And she just wanted some.
Other than that, just normal blue jeans?
Yeah.
Do you remember what kind of shoes she was wearing?
Some black and brown Vans with white trim. So I was there when she bought them.
Where's the trim at? Show me.
Like, brown hair.
Oh.
They're like black and then brown and the white trim. Had white shoelaces too.
She bought them or you bought them?
Her mom did, I think. I was there the day that she had them. She had them brand new. She showed them to me.
Did she wear jewelry?
Yeah, she had necklaces on that I gave her. I bought her a hemp necklace, like kind of like this one, but it had a butterfly in the middle and it had rainbow dots all the way around it. And then she had on another one like this, but it had silver balls all the way up and around. And then another one had about 6 of them in the middle. I've been with her about a year this 19th.
How would you describe your relationship?
Kind of like a married couple, I guess. That's what I'd call it. That's what all my friends say too.
What are married couples like?
Like, you know, I don't know, it's just what people say, I guess. My friends would be like, you know, you guys are like a married couple already. And always arguing and...
Is that normal?
I don't know. It's like the really first relationship I've really been in this long.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure.
Do you ever ride a bike? Do you have a bike that you ride?
No.
No, never?
on a board.
Always a skateboard?
Another couple other things. When you were at Labor Ready, were there other people out there?
Yeah, just like the one guy I was telling you about. The guy that walks around a lot, he was there.
Did you go inside with her?
Yeah.
Who was working in the store? Was it a man or
Just
a
a
woman?
woman.
Just a woman. What did she,
lady.
do you remember what she looked like?
Yeah, she's kind of short. She had black hair.
White woman?
Yeah. She's like,
Do you remember some of the things?
How old do you think she is?
in her 20s.
Did you talk to her?
Yeah, I went in that day, and I said, you know, what happened to my girlfriend, you know, the short blonde, and she said she signed out. It was like 9:30 when she left.
So she was waiting around for a job and never came?
Yeah. That was the next day.
The next day you came in and out?
Yeah.
Why did you leave her that day and go to the park?
Because the lady at the desk didn't really tell her that there was going to be work or not. You know, I didn't think anything was going to happen. I didn't know, you know, so I didn't think anything of it, so I went to the park. And she's been living in this town her whole life. I didn't know, you know, she'd have any problems with anything.
You told me earlier that that you thought perhaps she was going to go out to a job site, but then it ended up not being.
Yeah, you don't really know if you're going out or not.
Do you know what job site that was?
No. You don't really know.
Where do they put their workers?
Whoever needs work, mostly, like, say like construction sites or, you know.
Okay.
Fucking dude, fucking loser, dude. Fucking cool.
I'm certain that we, given a few days to process all this stuff, maybe weeks for some of it, we're gonna know who did it. We're gonna know who did it. So what I should say to you in all fairness right now is that if you know anything more about this than what you're telling us, or, God forbid, you're involved in it, this is the time to come up on it, okay? This is the time to clean it all up. Hear me out, okay? This is the time when it's least painful. This is the time when we can do the greatest good, okay? This is the good time, the right time to get it all out and done, okay?
You understand everything happens for a reason in life, Jacob, right? Things in life happen for a reason, okay? Whether it be somebody who plans to do something, or something that just happens because somebody loses their cool or something like that. People get hurt for a variety of reasons, okay? Good people do things that sometimes hurt others. Those are mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. You understand, Jacob?
Do you honestly, do you think it's me?
What do you think?
I don't know. I know it's not me. I just wanted to see if you guys think it's me or not.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance it's you.
Why? Why would I kill my own girlfriend? We're gonna get married pretty soon.
Well, when we talk about evidence, do you think we bring people and talk to them unless we have good evidence?
Do you think it's me?
What do you think? Like I said, there's things in this life that occur, okay? They occur for reasons. Whether somebody gets angry, okay, something happens, people snap. People take drugs. They do things that cause them to do other things to others that hurt them. Doesn't make them bad people, but they do make mistakes. You understand that? We're here to clarify why these things occur. We are her advocate. We are the people who speak for her. We protect her. We need to know why this happened to her.
I told you everything I know.
You know, look at it from my point of view. I've heard a lot of people talk about your temper, the fact that you guys are fighting back and forth, and the fact that she's even hit you. And I know that, you know, like Detective Susan's telling you, I know that good people can do, you know, make mistakes when they're under pressure, you know. Under bad
I
circumstances,
would
good people
never
can
kill
make
nobody.
mistakes.
I would never in my life kill anybody. I don't know why people think it's
Who
me.
in this world is capable of committing murder? Think about it. Who? Can a 12-year-old person grab a gun and shoot somebody else?
Why, was she shot?
Can a 12-year-old grab a gun and shoot somebody?
Yeah.
So a 12-year-old is capable of committing murder. The 12-year-old boy that shot his teacher, did you hear about that? In the face. He killed her, didn't he?
I heard about it.
You heard about that, right? Anybody in this world think he was capable of doing that? Not really, huh? Why did he do it? Is it because he was angry? He was mad at his teacher because he got a bad grade? The potential's there. He was capable of doing it, and he did it. He's probably a good kid. Those things happen, though. Those things really do happen. You think investigators don't know that? We know those things. Understand? We know why those things happen. They just do. We accept that as our job. We accept that people are going to be hurt and injured and murdered. murdered. Okay? We have to find out why. We have to find out who and why it happened. There's a reason for why it happened. Did somebody plan on doing this? Make a plan for months along that I'm going to kill this person, I'm going to lure him out here and kill him? Or was it just something that happened? Was it something that a fight was involved and I protected myself and went overboard? I didn't mean to do it, but it happened. I'm sorry, it was an accident and it happened. I didn't mean it to happen, but it just happened. And those situations do come up.
A lot.
A lot. The evidence is going to show that she was murdered. And the evidence is going to show who murdered her. The evidence isn't going to show if it was an accident or if that person intentionally meant to kill her.
It's the why. That's why now is the time to understand it.
We're going to fill in all those other blanks, okay? We're going to fill in all those other blanks, no problem. We do it all the time. You ever wonder why the police do it, how they do it? Got somebody dead out in the middle of nowhere, and they find out who did it? Do you ever wonder how they do that? You ever watch any of those programs on how they get all the evidence together? Hairs, little teeny hairs,
Anything.
fibers off of clothes, fingerprints off a body. Do you know when you touch a body now, it leaves fingerprints on a body? Did you know that? For up to days, they take a little pad and they push it up against there and they fume it. Fingerprints come right out on the pad. You know that? Did you know that?
For days?
Yeah.
Weeks, months?
Yeah.
Well, I've touched her. It's my girlfriend, you know. I've touched her.
Okay.
So, you're saying if my fingerprints are on there, I'm going to
I'm
get...
not saying that. I'm just saying, do you know what type of things we can do?
I've touched her, you know. I've never...
But it was the day you talked about when you dropped her off at Great Lake, right?
They were ready.
It wasn't more reason than that.
What?
You didn't touch her since you dropped her off at the labor place.
I just hugged her and kissed her and said bye.
And that was the last time you touched her.
That's the last time I touched her or seen her.
Things happen for reasons. Understand that? Nobody expects or wants to hurt anybody unless you're a downright murderer out there. Does Manteca have those type of people? You don't, do they?
Not sure.
They don't. I've been here for 10 years. I don't know any woman that's ever ended up dead anywhere where we got some raging lunatic out there trying to kill him. Doesn't happen. You're a man who wants to have children, right?
Yeah.
Proper thing to do is teach your kids to be truthful. Everything will work out, right?
My dad taught me.
Have you taught you that? Okay. Is this something that just happened?
What?
Did you plan on doing something?
What are you talking about?
Did you plan on doing something? Is it something that just happened?
What are you talking about? Plan on doing what?
What do you think?
Killing Renee? I didn't do it. Is there any way I can take a test or something to prove?
You can.
You guys are certain it's me, huh?
If all the evidence in the world pointed at you, would you admit it?
No, because I didn't do it. Why? I love her with all my heart. Why would I do that to her?
If all the evidence in the world showed that you did it, would you admit to us that you did it?
No.
Why? Are you
Because I
scared?
know in my heart that I didn't do it. You know?
Do we have that bamboo lunatic running around town killing girls?
You never know. Why is it all on me?
Well, things happen for a reason. You know her more than anybody.
Yeah.
People who love others kill others.
That don't mean I'm going to. Or I did.
Well, when somebody dies, a woman dies. Have you noticed when a woman dies, who ends up being in trouble for it? Have you ever noticed that?
Like the biggest suspect would be the boyfriend.
Why
right?
is that? If he loves her so much, why is that?
I don't know. That don't mean I did it. You know?
What do you think our job is as investigators? What's our job here? What do we
Find out who did it.
And how do we do that?
By asking questions, finding evidence and stuff.
And what happens if all that points to one person? Not assuming anything
And the
here.
person.
No, I'm not talking about anything here. It all points to one person.
And there's nothing that person can do about it.
But there is. Can the person tell what happened? Did they plan on doing something? Or did something just happen? Was there a fight and something got out of control? And it got out of control and I didn't know what was happening and all of a sudden he was dead. Big difference from luring somebody out somewhere and killing him. There's a big difference there. I know that bothers you a lot, Jacob, and I understand that. There's reasons why things happen.
I don't know what you mean by that.
People get killed for reasons. Okay? Whether they get killed because somebody decides I'm going to kill them 2 weeks ago and does it, or there's a fight, an argument. There's a fight between two people. The victim fights back. Things get out of hand and somebody gets hurt. It's too late then. It's done. It's over. She died.
Do you know what day she died? Passed away?
We have a real good idea.
No way you could tell me that I can prove where I was at or what I was doing? No, just to prove that I didn't do it.
You know, we were talking about that earlier, and you're telling me that you don't recall where you were from time to time. How are you going to provide an alibi for a period of time when you're not really certain where you were?
You know, have you ever been on the street?
Have I ever lived on the street? No. I've been unemployed 3 days of my life since I was 15 years old.
Yeah. It's hard, you know, just living on the streets. You don't know where you're going to be or where you're going. You know, it's kind of hard for me to say. Doesn't mean I killed someone, because I don't know where I'm at or what I'm.
So it's part about you leaving her at labor ready and not being with her any time after that is the truth?
Absolutely the truth.
Okay.
I'm not lying about that.
The issue over you ever being around the job site at Home Depot is the truth?
It's the truth. I've never stepped foot out there. As farthest I've went is probably like McDonald's and food for less. I've never went out in that field or wherever it's at.
There's no reason why a witness would identify someone like you being out in the building area over the weekend?
Over this weekend?
No?
I haven't been out there.
I mean, ID you?
Saying it's me. It could be
Identifying
anybody.
your clothes and everything? Well, anybody. It's not me, it wasn't him. How could it be anybody?
What if they're just saying it was me out there? Just
Why? They're just the third person. They don't care. They're out on weekend ride. They don't know you from Schmo.
Then how do you know it's me? How? Could have been anybody out there.
He didn't say it was you, he asked you if there's a reason that someone's going to say that you were out there, it's going to identify you. No picture's going to be shown around.
Hanging around, looking at the dumpsters or something, or anything. Just being around the building.
Mm-mm. I've never been out there. I don't know why anybody would say that.
Are you afraid right now?
Yeah, because you guys are making it sound like, you know, that I'm going to be getting in trouble for it.
Well,
And
I'm not saying you're going to get in trouble. What happens to people who hurt others like that?
like, what do you mean?
What happens to people who hurt others? Like that. Like Renee was hurt.
They get dealt with.
What do you mean?
They get caught and they get in trouble. Am I right? I don't really know what to say.
Well, what? I mean, they get in trouble? They get spanked? Or
What do you mean hurt? What do you mean how they hurt her, how they killed her and stuff. I don't know.
What happens to people? What happens to people like that? Well, you said they get dealt with. How do they get dealt with?
If they get caught, I mean,
Well,
if the
they get
evidence is
caught.
accurate, or how do you say it? Yeah, I mean, they get, you know, in trouble.
In what way?
I don't know. How you guys would do it, I guess.
True. Sacramento, or in Fresno, California, guy murdered a pizza delivery guy. Put him in the bathtub. Robbed him for $70. Put him in the bathtub. Wiped the whole place down so they wouldn't find his print. Wiped all the floors down. Anything like that. And registered the room in a different name. Never find it right. The guy took a dump. When he grabbed the toilet paper roll, his thumb touched the inside of the roll, and they found his thumbprint in the roll. Isn't that magic? That may be neat they can do. So I promise you, we will catch the person who did this. Okay? Also, if you have lied to us, we don't care. You can come in any time you want and tell us the truth about anything you might have told us. Anything you might have left out that you think is important for us to know. Okay? We want to give 100%. Sometimes it's not
I will
convenient.
too.
Sometimes it's not convenient for everybody, but it's important that it be done. Okay?
It's just never, this has never happened to me. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. It's just like something I see on TV.
Well, I mean, yeah, a girlfriend of yours has never been murdered before, is that what you mean?
No, I mean, anything, you know. I've never experienced something like this in my life.
Coming down and talking to the police?
No, like, never anything, you know. It's like something I see on TV, you know. Until, you know.
Well, it's real. This is real here. You are in real reality right now. This is not a dream, this is not TV. This is all for real. Okay? If you're leaving things out here and now, it's important that we get down to the bottom of things so that we understand everything. Because anything that you tell us, any new things that you tell us may lead us in a new direction.
I told me everything. Things from, you know. That's what I'm saying. If I did do it, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, if all the evidence points to you and everything, how are you going to feel?
I don't know. What's the real, you know, because I know in my heart that I didn't do it.
How about your mind? Not your heart. Think about what do you know in your mind?
Same thing, you know. The last time I seen her was the day of Everett. That's why I was so worried. I was going around looking for her, everything, you know.
When's the last time she worked at McDonald's? And she was out labor ready on Monday.
So at least a couple weeks.
Why was she seeking employment then when you thought she was still working at McDonald's?
Well, I just had an idea because I looked everywhere, and I just thought maybe she might be there trying to get her job back or something, you know. So I went in there and asked to see if they've seen her, or, you know. She has a lot of friends that work there.
You skaters around town been using that area out there around back in, or the Home Depot area for skating purposes? Since there's nobody around? Just to hang out?
No.
Have you ever went out there and camped? Never? To stay overnight, just to get out of the elements?
I usually have places to go.
In the event that you know something more, or that you participated in it, I'm giving you the opportunity to minimalize it. Okay? You understand how juries and judges look at things like this?
What do you expect me to say?
Hear me out.
I don't...
Okay, fine, but hear me out, because I want you to leave here with the benefit of this. Okay? They look at it two ways, and generally only two ways, because there's generally only two ways the case is presented to them. Okay? it's presented to them, particularly judges, where a person makes a mistake, you know, an accident happens, whatever the reasons are, a fight started, somebody.
The detectives do not put in another tape, so this is all we have of the first interview with Jacob Silva. The detectives then ask him to give hair, blood, and penile swabs, which Jake willingly gives. They then ask him to do the polygraph test, which he takes at 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. He passes the polygraph, and so they ask him to take another polygraph. He shows no deception in either, and this is what Joe Morgan, the lead detective in this case, had to say about that.
He passed the polygraph. It was like a shotgun blast to my stomach. You know, I mean, you're always considering the fact that, you know, the person could pass, certainly. You know, it's not, but that's not what you're, I think, expecting.
In the next episode, we're going to be discussing what Jake Silva was doing the week Renee was missing. And we're also going to be going back to Home Depot and looking at what most logically happened to Renee Ramos. Thanks for watching.